Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Pop Culture Pros proudly brings to you the Four Quarter Show, starring Mello and Align. For everyone tuning in for the first time, I am your hostess with the mostest, aka Mr. Swiss Roll, the main event, the showstopper, and now the two-time half-time champion of the world. And as always, I am joined by, the Scottie Pippen to my Michael Jordan, the A-Rod to my Derek Jeter, Align.
I know you didn't refer yourself as Michael Jordan.
I am Michael Jordan.
We all know who that is. But you see what's unfair? I've always considered us, like a LeBron, Dwayne Wade type of team. But I like how you want to do things like that. But it's okay, no problem.
You make it sound like Scotty's a bad player. Like I called you Luke Longley.
I did lose this week. I'm sorry. I let everybody down. And I did all those challenges that YouTube decided to take us out because it was too intense of an episode. But this is our four-quarter Halloween episode. And like my co-host mentioned, I am his A-Rod to his Derek Jeter. So here we go. Repping New York.
Voted to.
Boom. Swaggy right there. New York. And this is our costume for today.
We were trying to do the Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, but to find some Oakland A's gear here in Miami was rough.
That's next year. Next year we will definitely be the Bash Brothers, the Roy Brothers.
Yeah, by that time, I'll be jacked. You'll be still. So, for everyone tuning in for the first time, or if you've been here before, this is the four-quarter show. I'm going to take over from Align. He's going to be sending things out. I already posted on Facebook, by the way. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
You're going to take over what from Align? I'm sorry.
Oh, describing what the show is.
You're not going to do that.
Okay, go right on ahead.
Because that's what I do. But before I describe what the show is, I need to make sure I give the champion what he's been wanting for like 4 or 5 weeks now.
That's right. I got my other nickname is coming alive today, and that is none other than Mimosa Pappy.
So I got him the champagne.
For winners, celebrating 2 times, baby.
And some orange juice. So I'm going to hand it off so you can pop his bottle right now. And
Oh, wait. And I know people can't see this because, I'm blocking it. What? Ooh, look at that beauty right there. It's right where it belongs. It's home. You know what?
Here we go. Like he's dropping things. He can't look. He doesn't know what to do anymore. This is crazy.
I'm just so excited for being the first ever 2-time champion of halftime of the world. Yes, this never gets old. And I've already defended the title. And I'm not going to lose it. It's staying around my waist. Or my shoulder, whichever one it could handle. But with that, I guess, what,
Okay, with that being said, I hope he pops his champagne bottle because I am getting a little thirsty and parched.
So, this is what I do.
Now, let's describe what Four Quarters is. Four Quarters is a debate show where me and my co-host Melo, we debate sports for 4 quarters. Each quarter is 10 to 12 minutes long, sometimes 15 minutes on a really good debate day. We also have a halftime and an overtime. On halftime, we decide to make bets or wagers for the next week and decide what that person wants from the loser. And we always have an OT. But Melo, tell them what's going to happen today for OT.
So there will be no overtime on today's 4-quarter show. And that is because at 8:30, we're going to do an overtime special 4 quarters where we are going to crown the greatest horror/Halloween movie of all time. We got a 64 movie bracket. We're going to put that together. And we're also going to have another costume change. Hopefully you guys like it. It's going to be a little bit more to the theme. And like this one, sports related, sports show, horror movie, horror costumes. So you want to definitely stay tuned for that at 8:30. We're doing the overtime special, crowning the 4 quarters best horror slash Halloween movie of all time.
Thank you for that. That is 4 quarters, and I cannot wait for later on tonight when we do that. Bunch of surprises for everyone. Hopefully, everybody can tune in. And I guess Melo is not used to winning or popping champagne because look at this man.
I usually have my corks already popped for me, but wait, I want to do this first. I want everyone to hear this.
Here we go. Look at this.
It's the sound of what champ is here.
Ooh.
Right? That's what everyone loves to hear when you're a winner, like a Melo.
God, this guy bothers me. I can't believe it. I'm sorry I let everybody down and I lost. This really bothers me. But next week's another week. I'm going to come back with a vengeance, and I cannot wait to get my title back.
All right, where are our lovely cups this evening?
So, Melo, it's the same usual colors. Do you want blue? Do you want green or orange?
I will stick with the blue. The blue's been good to me lately. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that nice marlin blue. I'll take green today. No,
I'll serve you first.
thank you. I appreciate that, Melo. But yes, we got to get started because we got to get ready for, for the next episode that we have later on tonight for the special OT. Melo's first time making a drink in a long time.
It's been a minute since I had to make a drink, especially a mimosa, since I haven't been out to brunch in a minute either.
But yes, while he does that, let's set up what the first quarter is gonna be. Today's first quarter is gonna be some NFL talk. So let me set up the clock. Today we're gonna have 10-minute quarters. I am gonna put it on and go. First, NFL talk. AB, some big news regarding the Buccaneers here in Florida. AB just signed to the Buccaneers to play with Tom Brady. The suspension gets lifted after 8 weeks. Usually a player should be on a team while he's suspended. Melo, explain what's going on here.
The league is giving AB that last and final chance, and I feel like Tom Brady had to have some pull in here because he was a toxic. Like, he was almost like calling Kaepernick bad, except Kaepernick didn't do this. He wasn't as crazy as AB has been. So Tom Brady has to have put his hands in someone's cookie jar to be able to pull AB off.
Listen, I think AB going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the best thing that I have seen in a while in this league. That is amazing. It takes the GOAT, Tom Brady, to make this happen. I mean, come on. The firepower that this team is going to have now. Oh, let's do a cheers. There you go to my co-host. He interrupts me, but, for a mimosa.
Mimosa Pappy, baby. Champ. Boom.
But yes, as I was interrupted, of course, I will say AB going to the team is amazing. And Tom Brizzle is going to take advantage of this. I'm just surprised that AB wasn't even on a team during his suspension. Now, besides that, do you feel AB should have given the chance to be on the team? Even though he has 2 sexual harassment cases pending and he has a battery case here pending. What do you think? Allegations, by the way.
Allegations, of course. I just think the way he's left Oakland, what happened with the allegations, like there's just way too much going on with this guy that luckily for the Tampa Bay Bucs, they're one of those teams that can take a risk because they already have a stacked team. They already have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk. You have a million different running backs. Where if AB happens to, not have to get suspended again or can't join the team or something happens, it's not going to hurt him as much if, I don't know, let's say a Miami Dolphins get him or the Bills get him and then they lose that piece and it'll hurt them in the playoffs. Where the Bucs, if they lose AB, they don't. With AB, though, they become Super Bowl contenders. Well, they already were, but they become more of a favorite now.
Man, I need to take those shades off. But yes, Melo, they do. I mean, I feel they were always contenders anyways. I'm not really surprised about this. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to make it to the finals this year. They really are. And that was with or without AB.
So you see them beating Seattle.
I see Tom Brady beating Seattle again. Yes. In a new uniform.
Tom Brady's gonna come up short, just like the Rays did.
Well, you know what? The Rays were a surprise to be in the finals. So, but we'll get to that later. Next topic we have here is Washington wants to keep the name to the Washington football team.
Well, at least up until 2021, so they're just going to be the football team for another entire year. I mean, I guess it's hard to come up with. I guess they don't want to do something like random. They want to have something meaningful that goes with Washington or Baltimore, Landover, wherever the hell they want to play. So I understand that, but man, they should have been working on that from before.
I love the name. I kind of hope they keep it forever. I love the Washington football team name. I love how clean it looks. I think it looks nice. Why even change it? Why even look for a mascot or anything? I think just like soccer teams have names just like that. They don't have mascots. They have teams representing their city or their state or country.
It's true, but I mean, it's something that you want. You want a mascot to your team, even though
Well,
my team doesn't have a mascot, and I don't mind it. But we're a team of a good legacy.
They could still have a mascot though. It's you don't necessarily have to. Your team name or whatever it is doesn't necessarily have to be the mascot. You can still have a mascot, and keep the colors. Keep it how it's how it looks. I love how it looks. I don't think it should be changed at all.
Timmy, by the way, thank you for the comment about the Shades. He said their nickname is the Hogs. Be the Hogs, so the Washington Hogs.
There you go. I think you keep the Washington football team and just bring us a couple hogs. They got a couple,
Could be. I mean, we'll see what happens with that fiasco. Obviously, finally they progressed to change that name, so I guess now they're just gonna take their time with it.
What do we got next, Melo? Next, we have for some more NFL talk.
Another signing.
Another receiver signing too. Mm-hmm. And that receiver we haven't heard from in a while. And that's Dez Bryant, former Dallas Cowboy and quick stint with the New Orleans Saints, where he unfortunately got hurt. And he's signing with the Baltimore Ravens, the team that that wanted to give him a $21 million contract a couple years ago, and he declined. And then we all know the story about that. So do you think he's going to be effective? And do you think it's a better signing than AB?
So if I had to put both of these guys together and I was given a choice, I'm the owner of a team, do I get Antonio Brown or do I get Dez? I'm going with Dez. I feel like he still has a lot to prove. He's a year younger than AB, and he's not going to cause as many problems as Antonio Brown is. I feel like Antonio Brown is a problem after a problem after a problem that you never know. Dez's issue was just that he got hurt when he was with the Saints. But if he had stayed, he would have been great. So I feel like, and he's starting right now in the practice squad, so he's going to be able to get his reps in, make sure he's healthy. So they're not really losing much with signing Dez. So I liked the Dez signing. I would sign Dez definitely over Antonio Brown.
Did you say Dez's only issue was that he got hurt with the Saints?
Yeah.
That was not his only issue. He was not productive when Dak Prescott came into the team. He was starting to fall off.
Dak that wasn't throwing to him, right? That was too busy throwing to, what's this guy that's in Buffalo now? Cooper?
Look, Dak, as we see, is a good, reliable quarterback. He was not clicking with Dez, and I'm not going to blame it on because Dak wasn't throwing the ball to him. It's just that
Tony Romo looked perfectly fine with Dez.
Dez wasn't being productive. Dez, he was falling off. He wasn't playing as good as he used to, and he started complaining and chirping. And then he wanted a huge contract with his stats falling. I don't think so. If he would have been a productive wide receiver, Dak would have taken advantage.
He was productive. They were one, depending on what you want to say, whether it was a catch or not, basically that one call away from going to the NFC Championship, possibly going to a Super Bowl, finally breaking that long streak that they had without being there and winning.
Man, I don't know where this fire's coming from, Melo. I don't know if it's the title. I don't know if it's that he has the glasses on. I don't know if it's because he's wearing Yankee gear. But if this man interrupts me one more time when I'm trying to give my debate, I am going to go on the other side of that table.
It's the mimosas.
I can tell when you give Mimosa Poppy over here, but I don't put my shades on. But his stats were already falling off. He wasn't as productive, and those are facts. Yes, you can say Dak wasn't passing him the ball, but I feel Dez just wasn't giving it his all. That doesn't change the other question I asked. Do you think it's a better signing than AB?
I am going to say yes.
Wow.
There's more upside to Dez because if you get Dez, if you're gonna finally get Lamar Jackson, a good receiver that was a number one. He might be a number two now, but it's a guy who can get open. He's a big player. Whereas, like I said earlier with Antonio Brown, we don't know what he's going to bring to the team, and what option is he going to be?
But we don't know what Dez is going to bring to the team. Dez hasn't played in like 2 years.
But I feel like it's less of a risk than with Antonio Brown.
I don't think so. I think it's not less of a risk for player-wise. I feel AB is more conditioned. He's ready to play. It's just with AB's history of
I
field
I
issues.
think if we get technical, they both have missed the same amount of time, right?
I'll talk to you something about missing. How about Daniel Jones missing that touchdown on his 80-yard plus run? Because that's how we're going to end this quarter for the last minute. Tell me how the invisible tackle, how the assassin in the grass or the sniper on the field, nobody around, the 12th man on the field tackled your boy Daniel Jones.
Let's start off with it was the fastest run by a quarterback all year. Number one, faster than Lamar Jackson, faster than anything that Mahomes has done, Russell Wilson, definitely faster than Tom Brady has ever run in his entire life. And he set him up to get a touchdown, and they scored on that play. So you know what? DJ did his job. Daniel Jones did his job. He got him in position to score, scored, and they went up.
And that's the end of the quarter. Daniel Jones is a bum. He's probably the worst quarterback in that division. He can't even finish a touchdown.
Oh, really? Who's the quarterback for the Cowboys? Who's the quarterback for the
10
Cowboys?
minutes on the clock. NFL talk continues. OBJ being hurt. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL. Is this going to impact the Browns? Or is this better for Baker?
It's crazy to think that the caliber of a player that Odell Beckham is, that him being off a team makes the team better. I don't know what it is. Baker Mayfield looked like a stud. He looked like the guy that people were raving about his rookie year. It's just incredible. I couldn't believe it. He missed one pass in the second half after OBJ went down. Actually, no. After the interception, which is the play that OBJ went down on, he missed one pass. I think it was like 22 for 23, and that one pass that he missed was a spike. So it was intentional to stop the clock. So maybe, man, I think it might be time for OBJ to, get out of Cleveland, man.
As strange as it may sound, I don't think it should make them a better offense with someone like Odell Beckham Jr. being out of the field. He just brings so much to the team as far as his athleticism and his big playability. He is the best receiver on that team. No disrespect to the Juice, Jarvis Landry, who I think is the best possession receiver on the team. I can't imagine someone like Landry playing with Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or something because he catches everything. But Odell Beckham Jr. being off the team, I think might help Baker. As crazy as that might sound, for some reason I think too many stars on that team was really distracting Baker from giving the ball where he wanted to give it, and playing like he did his rookie year when he didn't have Odell Beckham. So we might see a better offense because Odell Beckham went down, and if this is true, then we will be seeing him in a different uniform next season.
Do you think it's because Baker either can't handle the pressure of having a bigger star than him on the team, or he wants to be that big star, and with Odell Beckham on the team, he can't be?
I don't think it's about him wanting to be the bigger star. I feel that he must feel that he has to throw it to the star of the team, or that he needs to make everybody happy, that it needs to be him and Odell, like, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, or Peyton Manning and Reggie Wayne, or Tom Brady with Randy Moss. I feel he's trying to make that connection happen, but unfortunately they're just not clicking like Dak and Dez. But in this situation, Odell Beckham still has it. I just think maybe he's not even being used properly. Who knows? As crazy as that sounds.
So where would you think would be a good fit for him then? If he comes back like the same player he is, because Tearing an ACL, there's no.
I think anywhere, whoever needs a receiver, get him. And if they match, they match. I just think Baker isn't working out, but
Odell, come back home.
the
New York
Raiders,
misses you.
the Raiders, come to the Dolphins, bro. Bring the juice, bring the
No, no,
juice
no.
back.
Hold
All
on.
right, continuing with Odell Beckham, we're gonna go with. He's also banned from LSU. He's just having a rough week. Do you think he deserved it? Tell us what he did.
I mean, I guess I see why. Even though actually I don't understand now, because the whole reason of it was because they were saying that he was tampering and like I guess giving athletes like
Yes,
money
he
and
was
stuff
giving
like
money
that.
to them on the field after
So-
the national championship.
Isn't it now okay for them to like brand themselves and get this money?
I believe that at the time that it was happening, they weren't able to receive money, but it's different branding yourself and then receiving money from somebody else. Now the players are
I
going to
mean,
be
I
able
don't.
to.
Me personally, I don't see that as an issue. Like I know what it feels like to be a college student. So do you. And if someone's gonna be like, "Hey man, you did a great job. Here's a couple extra bucks," like, they're trying to help you out, and I really don't see an issue with that. And I hate that it's become such a big deal with it.
At law school, I wrote a paper about these players being able to receive money and make money. Because if you think about it in another perspective, athletes are the only people in college or students in college that weren't able to make money. Let's say you're a star musician at your school and you come out with a CD and you release it, you're still able to make your money and sell it and not lose your scholarship and not get fined and all these things not happen to you. So it's a little silly that the NCAA even had all these rules to begin with. But I always see it the same way. Just like in any sport, you have a rule. As stupid as that rule may sound, you gotta follow it. So I understand why he's banned for 2 years. Easy as that. One more thing with OBJ, continuing his bad week. This is more on the funny side, so we won't waste too much time on this. He's not afraid of COVID. Why is he not afraid of COVID?
Oh my God, Odell Beckham. Oh, man, this had a week to remember. So he says that COVID respects him and COVID does not want to enter his body.
There we go. Cheers to that.
Oh man, I can't. When he said that, I'm just like, come on, Odell. He sounds just like Zoltan. And what happened to Zoltan? Ended up getting COVID.
I don't even know what else to say about that. Besides the fact that I love it. I love that quote. That was awesome. It was something Odell Beckham would say. For giving me what he's about to do. Another topic off the Odell Beckham Jr. talk and onto the baddest mother effer in sports right now in Trevor Lawrence.
Daniel Jones? What?
The potential first overall pick of the draft, the player that everyone is tanking for, even though there are some other good quarterbacks in college football. Tell me, Melo, how do you take his comments about what he said?
Well, right now, if the draft happened today, it looks like the New York Jets would be getting a new quarterback. If I am Trevor Lawrence, I'm going to do what another great quarterback did in New York. And that is bitch and whine until I am not on that team. And that is none other than Eli Manning. I would bitch and whine and be like, I don't want to play in for the Jets, at least in New York. Don't want to play for them. Get me elsewhere. If not, hey, Clemson has a nice home for me and I'll win another national championship with them.
Look, from someone who has two on the team, and I'm not saying that I didn't want two on the team, I definitely would have been down to tank this year to get Trevor Lawrence. But now that we have Tua, I don't want to do that. But I feel Trevor Lawrence has that potential. He looks amazing. He has the prototypical size, look of a quarterback play. So I know every team is tanking for him. I completely understand why he does not want to go to the Jets. The Jets just don't seem like a good organization. For some reason, the New York Jets, the New York Knicks, these teams just can't seem to figure out what to do. I don't understand why you don't fire Adam Gase. Dolphins, they have a worse team than last year, and he's over here saying, well, they look better in practice this year. Whatever. I love it. I love it. Just
And they have no weapons. It's literally going to be him getting creamed every single time because they have no
anything-
weapons at all.
I think there's teams out there who heard Trevor Lawrence's comments about skipping the year to just get the first pick, and go, I want that guy. But continuing talking about college football, Trevor Lawrence talk. What's up with the upsets this year?
Man, there's been so many upsets. Besides, obviously, Clemson, they obviously haven't been upset. But so many teams have been getting upset. Oklahoma, Ohio State, all these teams. And it's like, there's a factor to it. And it's got to be, there's no practice. None of this. You're just going in. And, I mean, we don't have that problem really with football. But definitely with NFL is what I mean. But college football definitely has had that issue, and man, it's insane to think.
I think it's open season, Melo. But like you said it, due to COVID,
It can be anybody's game any
due
given
to-
Saturday.
and due to no practices, I feel it's I'm not gonna say it's been unfair to the players, but you just know it's harder. It's just just like in the NFL, a couple of those early wins, and now you're gonna see some losses. A lot of teams just and injuries. Also, the injuries that are going on.
And you also have the teams that have to take off for like a week or two, like Florida, FIU, because of them getting random like people with COVID. And it's why I thought that college football should have not even happened this season. There's way too much of a risk. They're in contact with they're in contact with more people than NFL players, Major League Baseball, NBA players. Like, you're in contact with students all over. You don't know where they're at.
Yep.
That tracing, there's not a real bubble there. So it's like, you're asking for this season to fail, and it's been spontaneous.
Absolutely. And with that, that's the end of the second quarter, and we move on to half.
Well, before we go on, I want to go with some of these comments. We got Timmy here saying, nice hat. Thank you, Timmy. I know A-Rod over there has his as well. And then when we went back to the Baker Mayfield, David said it's a bad fit. Baker doesn't have that pressure of getting the ball to OBJ. So exactly what you said. So maybe that's what it is, man. Either that, or I feel like he wants to be, the big dog in the dog pound.
Everybody can't be a big dog.
All right, now we're on to halftime. Where, oh wait, let me serve myself another drink. Let's get this bad boy out because, your first ever 2-time halftime champion is here.
You're gonna make me feel like CC right now. Just tilt the hat. Nah, the other side. There you go. The other tilt. Boom.
So, how am I? Well, obviously, I had my lovely champagne. Thank you for this.
By the
That's
way,
great.
shout out to everybody who voted. It's on this side. Boom.
Got mine right there.
Melo and I both voted together. Everybody go vote. It's really important.
What was your answer for number 3? I didn't know what to put.
I remember walking past mine and going, the answer's A for number 4.
You know what's so
Some
we
lady
enter,
looked at me like I was crazy.
we enter the line together, right? And I go past him, and then the lady's like, we were right behind one another going into the little booth. And she's like, no, you got to go over there and you over here. Because I think you told her that we were together, right? And so then before, like, she was really close to me. She's like, oh, yeah, you can't talk to him while you're voting.
Do I look crazy? I don't understand.
And I was like, okay, like, what am I supposed to do? Cheat off it? Like, hey, who'd you vote for?
Don't copy my answers.
Do you have whiteout? I got to get this one right. Like, it was so silly.
She didn't like me from the get. She saw what I was wearing and she didn't like me. It's the braids. All right, so Melo, congratulations on being the halftime champion. I'm not like Melo. I'm not bitter. I respect the man. He got me. He won it back on this weekend's UFC,
on live stream that a lot of people might have not seen.
where I was completely drunk and obliterated after. I had taken 10 shots total, and then
And he also, I want to put it out there, I saw him. He did finish
Yes.
the ghost pepper chips. I know we were supposed to take a photo of it, but we did, and it was a long day, a
we
long
were too
night.
drunk.
But he did. He finished them right in front of me, so I got to give him mad props. He did all those challenges, didn't complain one time about it. So,
Thank you, Melo. Thank you for telling everybody that. And he retained it this Monday, where it came down to the last game, where it was Bears versus Rams, and we learned that the Bears seem to be imposters. With that being said,
The Bears are a little sus.
we have a new round of games, 7 games, and I doubled down and I picked the Bears again this week since they're imposters versus the Saints. We have the Chargers versus the Broncos, where Melo picks the Broncos. I have a good feeling about my rookie quarterback in Herbert, so hopefully he gets it. Steelers versus Baltimore. That's another big game that we're really looking forward to. Lamar Jackson. We were having a discussion last time. Imposters. Is he just up? We'll talk about that next week after this game. But Lamar Jackson is a really, interesting player because he's so athletic and so good. But can he, take the team to a championship level? Rams versus Miami. And
Doubling down on the Rams again.
We all know who Melo got. Melo got the Rams because I have, of course, Miami Dolphins. We also have a Monday night again, which is Buccaneers versus Giants.
And I picked the Buccaneers, so
because he thinks he has the best quarterback in the league. So with that, it's Tom
DJ's
Brady.
gonna get it. DJ's gonna get the job done. Everyone's gonna be surprised.
And then to make it a little more fun, we got some MLS games here today. For Saturday, the Halloween games, Dallas versus Houston and Nashville versus Chicago. Those are the 7 games.
So you picked Chicago twice. Yeah, he has the
Chi-town.
Chicago soccer team and the Chicago football team.
Chi-town, man. It's a great city, by the way. Beautiful downtown area. That's where they recorded or filmed Batman. Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
I wasn't a fan.
That's
of
Gotham
Batman
City.
Begins.
Okay, well, the Batman series with Christopher
The
Nolan.
Dark Knight, yeah, series. Gotcha.
All right. With that being said, what would the champion want if he wins?
If I win, we talked about, trying to stay away from beer, trying to get a little healthier. So you know what? I'm gonna say I want a little. I didn't get it last time. I want a little. I want a red wine, but wait. I want some
Here we go.
little Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Got to keep it fancy.
All right.
How about you? If you so happen to, miraculously pull out a win, like you did that first week, what would you like to drink?
I would like some croquetas.
You want food
I want some croquetas.
from?
And I'm not going to say from because I know we have busy schedules. But if you get Isla Canaria, croqueta, then we got something cooking. But don't get the fat ones if you go to, Carlos Bakery. Don't get the big ones. It's the regular croquetas. Or Isla Canaria, whatever you want.
No, Publix ones are pretty good.
Then get whichever croquetas are more convenient. I already said which ones I like.
Just want
but
croquetas.
I said croquetas and a mame shake. So you could go to one place where they sell both, or you could. But mame shakes, because I want you to have one too. Mame shakes and croqueta.
I don't like mame.
Really?
I don't really like fruit shakes like that unless like banana. That's what I would probably get.
Oh my god.
I don't like mame. I don't like guanabana. I don't like
Well, unfortunately for you, you got to try
Luz
it.
Clarita shakes. I don't like any of those.
You're gonna get 2, and you're gonna have to drink it because that's what the loser does, right? I had to eat a Dorito. I'm sorry, Dorito. I wish it was a Dorito, but I had to eat those spicy chips. Our halftime, there was never an agreement that you had to like it. It's whatever I like. So you're gonna have a mame shake, and you're gonna drink all of it, just like I'm drinking. That's how it works around here. All right.
Okay. So wait, speaking about those chips, Kenny asked, how was finishing those chips?
Let's just say Melo took a bite from one, and the man started coughing from one. So everyone out there can listen. I did not eat the whole bag because Melo had one chip because he wanted to try it, and he was coughing. It was awful. I don't recommend it. Even if you like spicy food, I don't even know. It's not even enjoyable. I had to eat that thing in parts. Literally, I would eat like 4 chips and then put it down and walk away. So it didn't feel good that night when I got home. I think I might still be sick from the chip bag, honestly.
How was it when it came out the other end?
All right, and moving on to the fourth. Wow, listen to me. Moving on to the third quarter. Time starts now. 10 minutes on the clock. Melo. Third quarter. NBA talk. Pat Riley says that this Laker championship is an asterisk.
Well, correction. He was gonna say that, and then he said it's an asterisk on our team because we lost Dragic and Bam in game one. So it would have been a different series had they been healthy and played from the start. I love Pat. He's the godfather. But he sounded a little bit bitter there. And you know what? I agree with him. There's a major asterisk on this. They didn't have to play any tough team. Then they play us, and we lose two of our leading rebounder, assister, and point scorer. That's huge. The fact that we won 2 games says a testament to how tough our team is, because any other team loses any 2 guys that are leading in those 3 categories, and they're not winning a damn game against LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the Lakers. So I'm gonna agree with Pat Riley. I'm never gonna doubt the Godfather. There's a big asterisk on this Lakers victory. So all you Lakers fans can celebrate as much as you want. They ain't no parade happening because it don't count technically.
Okay. There's not a bigger Heat fan in this house than me. As you can tell, I got white chocolate. Which, by the way, when we went to the mall today, we were trying to figure out Halloween costumes, and we saw some old school shirts, old school teams. You know, T-Mac and the Raptors, Mike Bibby.
Well, you gotta say why. So we were looking at them, and I saw the Mike Bibby one. It was from the Grizzlies, and I was
I'm
like,
pausing
look.
the quarter so you can tell the story.
I go to him, look, that's the real white chocolate. Mike Bibby. They ain't got no J. Will in here. It's all about Mike Bibby and when he was in the Grizzlies.
All right. So then I'm seeing on the top left, I can't even remember.
It was Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway, because we saw Hardaway in the Magic jerseys, and then we saw Shaquille O'Neal in the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And I thought, man, if they had Shaq in the Magic, that would have been so dope. We could have been Penny and Shaq. And then I'm looking at the Penny ones, and in the back, you know, there was 9 Penny shirts, and in the back there was two lonely Jason Williams Kings shirts, because somebody put them back there because they were going to come to buy them later, and the J. Will shirts were going to be sold out. So shout out to my boy J. Will. Shout out to one of the GOATs, White Chocolate. Back to our podcast. Pat Riley was wrong with his comments. There's not gonna find a bigger Heat fan than me, but I disagree with him. I don't feel it's fair to say there's an asterisk. Asterisks are when teams cheat, when they lost unfairly, you know, during the MLB steroids. You want to say asterisk, sure, but you have, to me, that one team did not have steroids and the other one. In this situation, injuries are part of the game, and I think about durability when it comes to a person and how great they are. That's a big deal. Ken Griffey Jr. in MLB got hurt. He, you know, at the end of his career, he wasn't very durable. Now, could that have been because he didn't take steroids? Sure, who knows? But the point is, I put durability to a big standard, and this Heat team was not durable. You know, the Dragon is prone to getting hurt, and boom, we saw it. He's 34, 35. He's up there in age, and he got hurt. So I don't like saying the asterisk. Just like I'm not gonna put an asterisk on the Warriors losing to the Raptors, but I will say it was an easy road for the Raptors winning at the end. But I'm not gonna put an asterisk. You know, Kawhi Leonard deserved the title. He beat the team. You got to stay healthy. That's it. Just like we're not going to put an asterisk on the Warriors beating Cleveland when Kyrie and Kevin Love were hurt. That's it. That's basketball. There's no asterisk. You got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one, we have a lot of NBA talk, and I want to finish this quarter. Dream Team versus Redeem Team. For those of you who don't know, those are the names for the Olympic championship teams, some of the best ones in the Olympics. In 1992, we had the Dream Team that just consisted of a dream set of players.
It was the first time that we got like actual NBA players on our national team.
And it was coached by the late, great Chuck Daly, who coached the Pistons back then. And then we had the Redeem Team in 2008, where they're called the Redeem Team because a couple years before that, 4 years before that, we lost in the Olympics. One of the most embarrassing, losses for us. I think we came in third.
We came in third, bronze.
And this was coached by Mike Krzyzewski, the Duke coach that a lot of players love. He doesn't want to coach in the NBA. So tell me, Redeem Team or Dream Team?
This shouldn't even be a debate. The Dream Team. You just go through 1 through 12, 1 through 15. That team was stacked. It was incredible. You can look at all those guys, all but like what? One of them isn't a Hall of Famer. It's incredible. I can look at the 2008 Redeem Team, and there's a couple guys there that are not going to make the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, even as good as they were. And if you put both of those teams to face each other, the Dream Team is going to school them and just make them look like a bunch of children.
Okay. I'm going to school Melo right now on who would win this game. And the winner of this game will be, and it's in your dreams, the Redeem Team. And I'm going to tell you why, plain and simple. One man is in that team, and his name is Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is the reason why the Redeem Team is the better team. When you put players like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard at that time, who was a big all-star, Chris Paul, Deron Williams, who was a great player at that time also, Chris Bosh. That is just greatness. Dwayne Wade was a stud. So if people want to say, oh, the other team had Michael Jordan, this team had Dwayne Wade, who at that time was probably one of the best players in the world. And then you ask someone like LeBron James, who will cover Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade's going to go crazy. And then you have the killer in Kobe Bryant. It's the Redeem Team. It is the Redeem Team. I'm not going to say the Dream Team. Now, do I think the Dream Team has the better bench? I think so.
The Dream Team has the better everything. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
There's no way you're going to.
You're not a real Heat fan.
Carlos Boozer? No, you're right. Dwayne Wade would be great.
Christian Laettner?
I'm sorry. That's it. You had David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird.
Was 89 years old.
Larry Bird was still making jump shots.
He had no knees.
You had Scotty. You had Michael. You had Clyde the Glide, Karl Malone, the Mailman, John Stockton, Chris Mullins,
Kobe Bryant,
Charles Barkley, Magic
LeBron
Johnson.
James.
Those guys in their 30s are better than
Chris Paul. No, they're not.
Michael Redd, Carlos Boozer, Tayshaun Prince. Come on, man.
Chris
Mullin? No way.
I can say
Chris Mullin's an NBA champion.
Say Chris Mullin?
He's an NBA champion.
Okay. Redeem Team beats the Dream Team.
They do not. That's
all right.
Pure nonsense.
Well, moving on to the next topic, we have Danny Green's comments about the season starting in December and LeBron and some players taking it off. What do you think?
First off, when I saw this and it was Danny Green saying it, Danny Green needs to please, Danny Green. There's no way that you're going to tell me these guys aren't going to want to start playing. Well, no. So the comments were that if the NBA started in December, that nobody would want to play. I'm sorry. Did you guys not get 4 months off of not doing anything until you went to go play basketball again for 2 months? Do you need more time? There's no way you're going to tell me that you guys shouldn't have to play in December when it's going to be a shortened season again. You're not playing a whole entire 82 games again. So to me, it was nonsense that he was saying this.
All right. I don't think it's nonsense. I feel starting in December is very soon after everything that's been going on. So I disagree with you. I understand if LeBron James and some of these champions want to take a couple time off.
No, of course,
Some
because
more
LeBron
weeks
James
off.
need all the time off he wants, right?
So
Give
could
him a whole year off to play.
Kawhi Leonard. So could everyone, right? Don't they? Isn't that the new thing now? Everyone takes time off. LeBron is so durable. So I don't know what you're talking all the smack about him. I think Danny Green has a point. I feel you should, start at mid-January. That's more realistic. Start at
Why?
mid-January.
They took 4 months off. There's no reason to have an additional more time. Why? Because they want to celebrate more? Okay, go
No,
ahead and
to
celebrate
rest
your
these
cheap
players.
win, and that's
The-
it.
their bodies, you're not just on, off, on, off, on, off. I know they're athletes, but you're expecting
LeBron
way
James
too
looked perfectly
much.
fine going to 8 finals in a row.
All right, before we end this quarter, we're gonna do Rondo to Clippers. What do you think? How does that sound? You think it'll happen?
How does that sound? I still don't think it's going to change the fact that, I mean, what is it? Kawhi and PG are going to be the ball handlers. Yeah, Rondo's going to be a great presence for them, but does it make a difference? Not really to me.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think they're only doing it to make the Lakers worse.
Yeah.
Will it make the Clippers better? Absolutely. From Patrick Beverly to Rondo, you're gonna have a way better player, but it's not gonna make a difference because the core players for the Lakers are LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Will they miss Rondo? Yes. Rondo was the number 3 most effective player in the playoffs for sure. It takes, some of the work off of LeBron James when it comes to point guard, having someone with a high IQ. Will
And he
it
makes some
bend?
very clutch shots.
Yeah, of course. But when there's people around, let's see what happens. So I'm going to say it will make the Clippers better, but mostly because it's taking a great player away from the from the Lakers. I'm sorry.
I think I agree with you there. I think it's not essentially they get so much better. It's just the Lakers get just that much worse.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the quarter. What are you doing, Melo? Melo's having too much of his mimosas.
Mimosa Pappy's in the building. You're lucky I don't start dancing bachata over here for a second. Like,
Oh, Dominicano? Hey.
hey,
All right. So let's do the last quarter, 12 minutes. We have a lot of things we have a couple things carrying on. Last quarter is going to be 12 minutes. Ready, go. We're going to start off
number
with
four.
4. Damn, you're right.
throw the fours up, baby.
Man, I got OT in my mind, but I got to stay focused for the fourth quarter. We're going to do some MLB talk this quarter, but before we do that, I want to finish our NBA talk. Stan Van Gundy and Amari Stoudemire. We have Stan Van Gundy being hired by the Pelicans, and we have Amari Stoudemire getting hired by the by the Brooklyn Nets. Mimosa Poppy
That
over
mimosa. So I'll start it off. Stan Van Gundy's not even the better of the Van Gundys. And number 2, how is this man still getting jobs? Like, I understand what he did with the Heat. He did great, but everywhere else, the man has not gotten it done. So I don't know how he's still getting more opportunities. It's mind-boggling to me.
It's a brotherhood, man. That's all it is. Because I agree with you. I don't understand why Stan
I
Van
feel
Gundy's...
like him and Mike D'Antoni should not get a job anywhere else. Go be commentators.
I think Stan Van Gundy is a great coach for young players. We've seen him do it with the Heat. We've seen him do it with other teams. But you want a guy to take it to the championship, to give you that playoff pedigree. I don't see it either, Melo. I don't see it.
Maybe he can be an assistant
Yes,
coach.
yeah, exactly.
But head coach?
I agree.
No. I feel like
But-
he's had his chances, and
What about Amari?
Amari Stoudemire.
Kyrie and Durant said it. They don't need coaches. So, they're going to add me and Melo to the 8. Brooklyn Nets, me and Melo would love to be coaches.
We'll be great assistant coaches.
I think it's ridiculous to get Amari Stoudemire as a coach. I mean, hey, Amari, word, get your job, make your paper, but I don't see why you sign him. I don't see it. They're really going with the we don't need coaches.
I'll tell you exactly why you signed him. Because he was part of one of the most explosive offenses of all time with Steve Nash in Phoenix. Steve Nash is the head coach. So why not bring this play to Brooklyn?
Why not just like just like Dan Tony, and then you kill two birds with
Because
one
no
stone.
one wants that man. That man does not
All
need
right.
a job anywhere.
Moving on to the.
I love the Amari signing, by the way. Watch out, Brooklyn Nets, baby. KD, Kyrie, they're coming. They're going to be knocking on the East door. They're going to be taking it to... the Lakers ain't getting to the championship. So you already know what's going to happen. KD, the GOAT.
Sticking with the Brooklyn Nets, we're going to have some KD quotes over here. And KD decided to say that Kyrie is better than AI.
What's the issue?
Melo, what do you think? Kenny saying Redeem Team is the better player. Oh, look, we have Redeem Team more athletic. They would have ran up and down on the Dream Team. Wade led the team in points per game off the bench. Look at that. We have
I'm assuming all you guys have
Redeem
not
Team,
seen
Redeem
any
Team.
of those guys play. Y'all must have graduated after the 09s. Must have been like 2014,
my boy D
2015.
did not. These like us. You don't know what you're talking about. Come on, tell me. What do you think about KD's comments?
I mean, I don't see where he's wrong.
How can you say Kyrie
One
is
has a
better player
championship.
than AI?
The other one, his most infamous moment, he has got what, two? When
One
he
has
broke
a
Michael
championship
Jordan
because
and when he walked
of
over
LeBron
Tyronn
James.
Lue.
One has a championship because of LeBron James. If AI and LeBron would have been the same
What?
team, LeBron would have had 8 championships. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. AI could take a team with only Mutombo to the finals. Kyrie Irving can't even do that with the Celtics, who have Jason Tatum, who have Jaylen Brown, who had Al Horford, who had all these stars.
First off,
who had
you
Hayward.
need to stop that
No.
narrative. You need to stop this Al Horford narrative because it is pissing me off that you continue to think that he's good.
He's a good, productive player in the NBA.
No, not in Atlanta.
AI made it to the finals.
He had Eric Snow.
Hey, just
Eric
like
Snow.
we're talking about durability, and AI stays durable. He was healthy. He didn't get hurt. He led his team to the finals. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Kyrie will never lead a team to the finals. He's going to have to sit on KD, so KD can lead them to a finals. Kyrie will never be the superstar of a team. Kyrie will never be the reason why a team makes it to a finals.
If it was not for Kyrie, LeBron James would have never beat the Golden State Warriors. Now let's look at this team that you want to crap on so much. They had Rajah Bell. They had an injured Speedy Claxton.
Who are you talking about?
The 76ers.
Yeah,
when
I
they went to
know.
the finals.
But AI was the goal. AI was the player of
They
that
had
team.
AI. They
Yes.
had Dikembe Mutombo, and they had this man gets no respect. Eric Snow. Put some respect on that man's name. He was gritty out there.
You, Melo, honestly, dude, you are nuts. I understand why you picked the Dream Team because they did have GOATs, but I will never understand how you're saying that Kyrie is a better player than AI. And KD,
He's a better player 'cause he knows when to pass it,
When
he
you
knows
say
when to
comments like
score.
that, get on your Twitter fingers, get on your fake Twitter accounts, and talk that stuff. Don't be saying that on your podcast because people are going to stop tuning in. Please stop saying that, Melo. People are going to stop tuning in on us. Agree with the line. Agree with the line. Look at this.
I want to put some money down the Brooklyn Nets, baby. They're winning the whole thing next year.
You're
Kevin
crazy.
Durant, MVP.
Wow, Danny tuning in from Vegas. Appreciate you, man. Good luck. I think he's playing flag out there.
Stay safe
So
out
good
there.
luck. Stay safe. But like everyone is saying, man, we got AI is the better player. Moving on to the next
He's
topic.
a better player, but he's never won it. He's never won the big
Yes,
game.
because he
Sorry.
didn't have. Okay, moving on to the next one. Last thing. NBA players love talking this crazy stuff. We got Dame creates the perfect player. Tell me about it. Tell me what he did. He did his own creative player, and he put all these skill sets together.
Yes.
Dame Dollar.
So basically,
Dame time. I love it. Dame time.
they asked him, what 3 attributes you take from anyone in the history of the game? So he said he would take Jordan's athleticism, LeBron's durability, and Kevin Durant's size/skill set.
Gotta make my own drink. Oh, it's the last. Oh, fuck.
So, do you agree with Damian Lillard's narrative of these 3 attributes? Jordan athleticism, LeBron's durability, and Durant's size and skill set.
I don't understand by Michael Jordan's athleticism. I don't get that one.
I'm gonna say that's maybe like his drive and like never giving up. Like even if when he wasn't a flu, when he was poisoned.
I'm taking LeBron's athleticism and LeBron's durability. That makes no. LeBron is the most athletic basketball player of all time. If you want to tell me you want to take,
he is naturally talented.
If you tell me you want to take Michael Jordan's attitude or Michael Jordan's passion,
You're right, because LeBron is a weak-minded player. But yeah.
Sure, I'll say Michael Jordan's passion, Michael Jordan's. I don't even want to say clutchness, but I'll say clutchness. Michael Jordan's attitude towards the game, sure, I'll do that. Michael Jordan's hunger, but LeBron is hungry too for these championships. I just don't understand with the athleticism. LeBron is more athletic.
LeBron can't stay put in one area because if not,
well, because LeBron,
he's never gonna win again.
LeBron can't stay in one area. That makes LeBron even greater than Michael Jordan.
It doesn't. It just shows that he's not loyal.
Michael Jordan is
he's not loyal. That's all that proves.
That's the easy way out. Michael Jordan, that's the easy way out because Michael Jordan stays with the same great players, the amazing Hall of Fame coach, and wins championships.
That's what are you talking about? He transitioned from Bill Paxton to Steve Kerr. He had different people. He had Luke Longley at one point.
Yeah,
because
he
had guys. It was only what? It was only two guys that really.
He had a GM that got no respect. The one that were hating him in the Bulls. They were hating on that GM, even though he was winning them championships. And Jerry Krause was getting no respect, and they were hating him. Understandably, I understand he was a hard figure, but Jerry Krause was a smart GM who always got players for Jordan.
So I'm gonna go here with what David said. I'm talking about LeBron. He is the best natural athlete. I feel like James is a specimen on that. Yes, he's incredible, and it just came to him. He was gifted. I don't know who his mom sold her soul to or what it was. Where's LeBron James' dad? No one knows. I'm going to say, if I'm Damian Lillard, I agree with him. You have to have LeBron's durability because that man is taking care of his body like no one else. I feel like in history. Besides maybe T.O., but even then, LeBron is doing it still a little bit better. I don't know what happened to a line. I'm hoping he's coming back. So I'll just continue going. So now Kevin Durant's skill set and size, absolutely. The man is 7 feet tall, and he can shoot a basket, he can dunk it, he could post people up. He's back here,
That was so embarrassing.
I thought you were leaving to another podcast like LeBron James does everywhere.
It's just that you were talking so much nonsense. I had to step off for a second.
That's what it was. Again, like I said, I thought you were going to do LeBron James and go elsewhere because that's all he does to win.
All right.
And then yes, I'm going to say Jordan's.
By the way, LeBron is a Yankee fan, so shout out to LeBron.
Oh, is he? Because I think when the Cleveland Indians were in the World Series, he's like, "Let's go Indians!
Why is there always so much hate for LeBron?" We got to have David on the podcast one of these days.
You're right. So he can Jordan over LeBron.
We're gonna have a debate pretty soon, and we're gonna have David come on this podcast and talk about this Jordan LeBron debate.
Kevin Love. At one point, people thought he had another super team because he had Dwayne Wade.
Kevin Love is the only person. Kevin Love is the only person. He had
Kevin Love.
You're going to have me raise my voice.
He had, who was it else? I saw this team the other day, and I forgot when people were thinking. He had Derrick Rose. He had so many people on the team. So don't say he didn't bring anybody. He brought plenty of people to
Kevin Love is the only person he brought in. Okay, to finish the podcast, because we only have a couple minutes left, let's talk about
World Series?
Major League Baseball, the World Series, LA winning, being Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Congrats to the Dodgers.
LA's just winning. Man, Tinseltown's become Title Town because they got Lakers championship and they got a Dodgers championship. Shout out to Kershaw finally getting a ring. Overcoming it. I'm not gonna say
there was no asterisk when they earned that championship.
There's no asterisk. For me, like I said, asterisk unless somebody continued the season. Every team agreed. You had what you have, and there was a championship. And for me, there's not an asterisk at all.
So then let's talk about this controversy. Game 6. We'll get to Blake in a little bit, but no, I want to talk about Justin Turner. In the middle of the game, he gets pulled. No one knows why. Then at the end of the game, they announced that he tested positive for COVID. So they took him out of the game. So they were what? When did he get taken out? Like the 5th or 6th inning, something like that? They played more than half of a game with a guy who tested positive for COVID. How is that possible?
Look, in my opinion, This was all a conspiracy. For sure, MLB, the commissioner, they all knew he tested positive. But think about it. If they come out and say that Turner has COVID, they gotta test everyone. They gotta postpone the games. You got all those commercial ads. You got all the all the time, all the money. You pretend like it was a miss. What was it? They said it was a
So they sent the test to the lab, and then it came back inconclusive.
inconclusive. Come on.
And then they tested again, and they decided, hey, yeah, go ahead and let's start the game. And then they get the result that it's positive.
That's too much money. They said screw it, and they were praying that the Dodgers were winning.
Or could it be that maybe the MLB wanted the Dodgers to win, and they didn't want to cost them any chance? Because it's not like Justin Turner is a bum. He's a key role in that lineup.
I don't think it's about them winning. I think it's about if Josh Turner. Think about it. If Turner has COVID, that means you have to test both teams and you have to postpone the games. It's not about the Dodgers winning.
You're right, but then okay, let's say the games get postponed, right? Let's say it gets postponed for 3 days. If Justin Turner, Mookie, Kenley Jebsen, Clayton Kershaw all get COVID or were infected, right? What happens then? The Dodgers are without all their key guys, and now you're looking at an easy championship, which maybe
They
didn't
don't want, but the thing is, they don't want to postpone anything. That's what they don't want to postpone it. They don't want to do anything.
No, you're absolutely right, because after they won, what is it? Manfred basically said that they wanted to get the season over with.
Exactly.
So, but I don't. Is that fair to the Rays though? You basically endangered not only the people in the Dodgers organization, but also the Rays players. If I was a Rays player, I'd be upset. I'm like, yo, if I got to third base and this man had COVID, and I got it because of him, I'd be livid. I would be livid.
I agree. But let's. I thought it was hilarious himself. It was just.
Well, and then that's the other thing. They take, but then when they're celebrating, he's on. He has to take his mask off, and he decides to sit next to his coach, his manager, who had Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is huge.
Hello.
Is it just me or is it you too?
No, it's me too. It says having trouble if you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, with the internet, that's what it told me. With the internet.
Well, I'm still on, I think, but I can't hear myself. But hello. Oh, yeah.
I can hear you. So come on, go.
Yeah, I'm still live. So sorry, we're having technical difficulties, I believe. It's loading for Mello, the Wi-Fi, but
We apologize about that, guys. We had some sort of mishap here. I think it was with the internet connection. I forgot what we were just. Oh, Justin Turner. Oh yeah. So I'm not sure if you heard me, but he was sitting next to his coach taking the picture, and was manager, and the manager had just like recently or previously had Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was cured of it, but that's still he's at risk. So you're risking even your manager's livelihood. That to me was not cool at all when I saw that. Yeah, it was funny, like he got pulled, but afterwards, like I get it, you're happy, you want to celebrate, but you have to be considerate of other people, and I feel like that's what's missing from a lot of people nowadays. They're not seeing that they have to be considerate of other people.
Very, very strange situation, Melo. Honestly, I agree with you. This is something that we're going to agree on. I really don't understand. The MLB needs to explain, but they're not going to. They got the season over with. They're going to speed it up to start the next season to money because that's what all that matters. But we were talking, we're going to bring up the next topic, which was Tampa Bay pulling Snell
Thanks, no.
in the sixth inning.
They were up still. To me, it didn't make any sense. You had nothing to lose.
He had a shutout with a 2-hitter, and they pull him. He had 70 something pitches, and they pull him. I don't understand. For me, when teams do this in the World Series, I don't get it. I understand maybe during the season you're trying to take care of players, but he's not even a player who should be, be taken care of like this. I don't understand. It's very confusing to me why they did this, but clearly it was detrimental to them because they lost the game, and it wasn't a smart decision by the coach.
I think you got to go with it like the Cubs did when they won the World Series. If you're on the brink of elimination, you got to throw everything out there. Don't leave anything left undone. If he's throwing a 2-hitter, he hasn't allowed a run. He had what? Yeah, exactly, 2 hits, and it was what the one that took him out was a double. Like, it doesn't matter. He's been your best guy in that whole game. He's keeping you in the game. You got to keep him in there. If you pull him, you don't want to risk that. Then your other guys, your bullpen, screws you over, and that's what happened.
I agree with it. It's a bad decision by the coach. But shout out to the Tampa Bay Rays for making it this far in the final. Nobody thought it was going to happen. But in baseball, that's what I love about baseball. You do things like this. Last topic. We have 1 minute left in the quarter. We've gone over. Lewis Hamilton, Formula One racer for the Mercedes team, beats the record, has 92 wins of all time. I've got him mellow hooked on Formula One, and just Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT of his sport.
He is the Michael Jordan of Formula One.
He's the Michael Jordan. He's the Tom Brady, and he's the Barry Bonds. No, I'm kidding. That's the discussion. Who's the GOAT of baseball? We're gonna keep going Babe Ruth. It's such a sticky subject, but that's gonna be a debate for another time.
That's a good debate for another time.
What do you think? Because that's it. That's our last topic.
Well, congrats to Lewis Hamilton for breaking that record. I feel like he's just gonna surpass this now and make it himself, because that Mercedes-Benz team is ridiculous. The money they have to spend on these cars is outrageous, and they're just gonna keep winning and winning and winning and winning. So as long as he stays healthy and doesn't get in his fight with his own teammates, that man is gonna be set. And I got something to say to you. Quarter 4 is over, and it's the banner.
Yeah, that's what I said. Steve, when I gave him the glasses, I said, those are our Angry Brett glasses.
No, never. These aren't pink like Bret Hart's.
But yeah, that's the end of the fourth quarter.
Your mustache is crooked.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate it. We love all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Normally during this time, every other show, you go back. This is the overtime segment. But again, like we said earlier in the show, overtime is going to have its own show today. And that is because we are doing our special horror Halloween bracket so that we can crown the greatest horror Halloween movie of all time here on the 4-quarter show. So that will begin at 8:30. You do not want to miss that, because like overtime, it's always great to watch and hear and debate. And we also want to hear your opinions. If you think that we're wrong for not having one advance or the other, we want to hear what you got to say too.
Yep, and we also want to know what you guys think about for specials. If we did for the last special, we were next to each other. We haven't decided what we're going to do on the Halloween one.
Yes, if you like this format better, or how we did the UFC special, we were right next to each other, one camera, one mic, just going at it.
But thank you so much for everybody reaching out. We love you, fans. We always love you guys. So if you guys ever want to tune in, even get on the show, we welcome all of our guests. So love you. See you soon. We'll be on Tuesday again. Sorry for not going on last Tuesday. I had a couple issues, but this Tuesday we're gonna be on 8 o'clock as always, 8:30.
It's gonna be during election night, so we might even break the news of who is the president.
Yes.
At the time of the show.
hopefully, I mean, according with the mail in ballots, there might be some issues.
Boss
But
spoke. Said this format is better.
done. All right, guys.
Boss
Thank you
spoke.
so much. We'll see you on the next episode, which is gonna be our OT special in 1 hour.
8:30.
OT.
There's
You
never
know,
much love when you get to OT.
All right,
You-
later,
like I said, you're
everybody.
not gonna miss it.
Air out. Jeter. Peace.
DJ.